Arriving in school the next morning, Matt had brought with him some rose oil and several pieces of jet. A Star of David hung around his neck, and he carried a number of old books. Leah had stashed an Irish Catholic cross in her pocket. Of no particular faith, Rain was on her own. He said we couldn't talk about it anymore, she told her friends as they walked to the cafe. I blocked off the stairwell with Mountain Ash, and if he wants to make a move, he has to get past my pepper spray. Looking up at the sound of their footsteps, Sam's expression darkened. Okay, what happened? He asked while Matt closed his book and turned. Rain's eyes were a dark gray. He managed to keep me from burning his house down and said if we go near him or Liz again, we're dead. Wednesday night or bust, guys. This isn't pretty. What the fuck is his deal with her anyway? Sam threw a glance to where Liz was sitting alone. Maybe he just likes her, Matt suggested. Is that really a bad thing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna kill her. Wait a minute, the dance! Sam slapped a fist across his palm. That's why he hasn't killed her. Somebody's gotta ask Liz to that dance before Rorik does. You really think he's gonna hurt her in the middle of all that? Dude, have you seen one of those things? They're huge. It's gonna be chaos. He could pick her off and nobody would even know it. I'm not so sure, Sam. Demon or not, Rorik does not strike me as the kind of person to be, well, subtle. Think about it, Matt, Rain said angrily. All of his minions are gonna be there. It's the perfect setup. Well, what do you propose we do? He sighed. If the holy water in the bottle didn't work, what else is there other than to protect ourselves? You and Sam both said he'll be gone after the dance. Maybe we should just wait this out. Sure, and when half our graduating class is wiped out, that'll be great, Leah interjected. Don't listen to him, Sam brushed Matt's comment aside. I got something special on the way. Ordered it straight off Amazon. It's coming Wednesday afternoon, so I should have it just in time for the occasion. If that's the case, I'll take his ass down in front of all his stupid little minions. Is it gonna kill him? Rain asked. Because we can't exactly battle him in his true form either. If it hits him, it might. Matt crossed his arms. And just what is this mysterious thing you've got planned? Ever heard of an amethyst prism? No, Rain arched an eyebrow. You're going to trap him in something? Leah asked. Sam shook his head. Supposedly amethyst is a truth stone. I looked it up. If you look through one that's clear enough, it's supposed to reveal things for what they really are. Said it worked on the website. They say Weight Watchers works too, Sam. It's been used in real exorcisms, Matt. It's gotta be the real deal. According to whom? eBay? Whatever, dude. When this thing comes, even you won't be able to deny it. What, so if you're a werewolf, it's supposed to show your fur? Leah gave a laugh that sounded almost nervous. If you ain't human, the amethyst will know. But that's not the best part. I also got this. Reaching into his bag, Sam pulled out a slingshot that looked as if it had been made back in the 80s. 3-time national champion, he said proudly as he aligned the rubber band with the back of Matt's skull. Hey. I got a couple solid silver ball bearings, too. Cost me 3 months' pay to get them on pre-order. Wednesday night, his ass is dead meat. Leah glanced at Rain. Can silver even harm a demon? According to the Vatican, it's supposed to be one of those kill-all, be-all kind of things. Silver and evil don't go together. What if there's nothing to see? Rain countered. I mean, you can't tell a vampire's a vampire unless they combust in the sun. What is it with you and vampires? Sam asked her suddenly. I never mentioned vampires. We're dealing with a demon here. When the hell did vampires come into the equation? It was just a question. I don't know. I didn't write the book on this shit. That's all well and good, Sam, but what do we do until then? Matt humored him. You said we should defend ourselves, so let's defend ourselves. He wasn't going to do anything until Wednesday. As long as we stay in a group and keep away from him, we should be okay, right? Yeah, right, Rain snorted. I have a soccer game today, so I'll be practicing in the gym, Leah told them. Plus, we have to go shopping for homecoming dresses. Well, good luck to you, ladies. I have a feeling things are going to be just fine. Matt turned to leave once the bell rang, and Sam shook his head. Yeah, you would, fool. One of these days, I swear, he's going to realize what's actually going on and shit his pants. Seriously. Rain got up to head to class with Leah. How can you think of dressing up at a time like this, she asked. We're teenagers, Rain. It's normal. Breaking away from the two of them, instead of haunting his usual stairwell, Sam actually showed up for first period, while Rorik, who wandered in just a few minutes later, took toward his staircase, pulled back the door, and arched a brow. Wow, who combusted? He muttered, and simply walked straight through the ash. While it seemed to have no effect on him, none of his cronies stepped into the basement that day, and by the time Jim rolled around, it had him scratching his head. Liz was already waiting on the bleachers. Feeling better? She asked. Much, he said with a nod, and reached down to brush off his shoes. Ew, what is that? No idea, but somebody decided it would be fun to pour all over the stairs. Seeing the ash on his sneakers, Leah paled. That's impossible, she stammered as they took their seats. He walked through mountain ash? I keep telling you girls, Matt shook his head. He's not a demon. Dude, he crushed my camera with his bare hands from 30 feet away. What the hell else can do that? You know, it's kind of strange that when these things happen, it's only you who sees them, Sam. It wasn't just me. Rain was there too. He didn't even bat an eyelash, she told Matt stiffly. He killed people last night, or haven't you seen the news? I saw the news, Matt nodded. It said 10 people have gone missing in the last couple of weeks. It never said they were dead. Oh, please, get with the program, Sam hissed. They're not coming back any more than the real Rourke is. Let's be serious. Cops only have a real chance of finding people within the first 48 hours, Rain said icily. They're not coming back. Matt gave up as the coaches began to line balls along the floor in a provocative manner. Dodgeball! Sam's eyes brightened while his expression went dark and Matt pursed his lips. I thought they banned that. What's dodgeball? Rain asked Leah, who promptly buried her face in her hands. Sam's jaw dropped. You don't know about dodgeball? It's only the best game ever invented. Come on, let's go kick some demon ass. Taking the opposite side of the field as Rourke, he glared daggers. So what's the deal with this game? Rourke whispered to Liz, also unfamiliar with the normalcy of high school gym. Pick up a ball and tag someone on the other team. If you get tagged yourself, you're out, she explained while the coaches blew the whistle. Rain had already pegged a ball in Rourke's direction. Stepping aside, his eyes narrowed and he went to chuck one back. The two of them managed to elude each other until Rourke went to tag Sam with a fastball while unintentionally giving Rain the perfect opening. A few seconds later, a loud crack took the room and Rourke went down. Bouncing off his head, the ball rolled away and he cupped his nose, hands filling with blood. Rain, on the other hand, froze. Rourke wasn't a demon anymore. He was lunch, or would have been had Leah not taken her arm to drag her into the locker room. Both Liz and the coach were so busy focusing on what had happened that neither of them noticed. Sam, on the other hand, did. Rain, don't, Leah said as she blocked her way back inside. He deserves it, she hissed. Not that way. You can't. You'll ruin everything. Hastily turning on the faucet, Rain splashed her face with water. She felt dehydrated, parched, although she tried to be practical and listen to her friend. Are you okay now? Yeah. The girl's eyes had gone back to gray, although she still looked upset. Did anyone notice? No, everyone was too busy watching Rourke squirm. Great shot, though. She cracked a smile as she dried her hair. He deserved worse. When they emerged from the lockers, Sam was already waiting for them. What are you doing here? Leah asked. What was that? He motioned toward the gym. What was what? Rain snapped. That? Back there? You totally tweaked out. What does tweaked out mean? She asked impatiently. Crossing his arms, he stared at her flatly. You cracked his face and bugged out when he started bleeding. Is there something I should know about? Yeah, I don't like blood or your goddamn questions, Buffy. Come on, Sam, really? Do you see how pale she is? She's ready to barf. Don't bring it up again. Yeah, she's pale, afraid of blood, and happens to know a shitload about demons. Not only that, but she seems to like to mention vampires a whole lot, too. You didn't want to touch that holy water yesterday, either. Vampires like blood, you idiot. Rain struggled not to shove him through a locker. And just because I'm really white and happen to like reading about demons doesn't mean I'm one of them. Sam, she would burst into flames when exposed to the sun, Leah said flatly. You need to stop talking. But it's not always like it is in the books, now is it? I'm sorry, did you see me eat someone? Do I smash video cameras without touching them? I can put puzzle pieces together, Rain. The blood, the holy water. You wanted me gone last night. You snuck into his house after telling me it was suicide. It probably was. Yet here you are. Mighty suspicious. Not to mention you didn't flip out like the rest of us about Rourke being a soul eater or whatever the hell he is. Now do you call that normal? I'm not religious, so pardon me for not wanting to touch the stuff. But if you really fucking want me to, Sam, I'll drink a whole bottle of it. I don't like blood because I'm squeamish, and I don't want you around because you're fucking annoying and I already have a record. Pursing his lips, he thought on it and shook his head. I don't believe you, but nobody's gonna believe me either, so I guess that settles it. But be honest, why are you helping us? I mean, you want him gone just as much as I do, but are you really looking to help or just level the competition? This isn't a game, Sam. Rain tried to be patient. I don't care if you believe me or not. I don't like Rourke. He's killing people, and that's bad news for this town. The end. I'm aware this isn't a game. Now, I don't know what your deal is, but this is my home. You come out of absolutely nowhere, and all of a sudden all this weird shit starts happening. I might not be a vampire or a demon hunter, but I don't care who or what it is. I'm not gonna let anyone terrorize my town. If you're the good guy, that's great. But if you aren't, I'm gonna take down Rourke and anyone else who tries to hurt people around here. I wish I could take you seriously, but I can still smell the weed on you. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. You're crazy, Sam. Vampires don't exist. Rain looked at her friend as he walked off. We may have to kill him. Thankfully missing the comment, Sam was happy to see Rourke wasn't in class, although he was somewhat uneasy about Rain now. Staring hard at the board, she figured if she just ignored him long enough, he'd drop the issue. Wow, what happened to Hayne? Liz whispered once the bell rang. He looks like he's seen a ghost. I think he's taken up smoking again, Rain answered coolly before walking to lunch with Leah. If we ignore him, he might drop the subject, and Matt will just think he's alienated us, which is perfect. They're both aware, Rain said as she drank her milk. Of what? You're squeamish, that's all. Besides, they don't even have a case. Across the room, Liz took her usual seat next to Rorik, who was currently eyeing Rain. Apparently, Sam had not been the only one to notice. Hey, Rorik, can you help me with this? Liz caught his attention as she pointed to her Latin. Yeah, sure. For once, the lunch period went smoothly, and at the sound of the bell, Sam couldn't leave fast enough. Throwing out his lunch, Matt followed him while Liz waited for Rorik. You go ahead, he told her, eyes still on Rain. What is it? Just go. I'll meet you upstairs in a few. She decided not to bother with it while he hung back to wait for Rain's friends to depart. That was quite a hit you got, he mused from behind. You deserved it. She didn't look at him as he spoke, although she felt him studying her. Don't you have somewhere else to haunt? He knows, you know. Hane, Rorik said as he followed her. I told you this would happen. He knows what, Rorik? I hit you, that's all. Come on, he chuckled. You know the answer to that as well as I do. You don't know anything, she said passively. Oh, really? He laughed again. So those teeth of yours you try so cleverly to hide behind that crafted smile are just for show then, are they? I could show you in a more private place. Oh, trust me, I'd beat you in the dental department hands down. How long do you think he's going to keep his mouth shut? He has nothing to go on. I wouldn't be so sure of that. Oh, yeah? She cracked a wooden smile. Sam might be a tweaker, but he's already tarnished my reputation, and it's been, 2 weeks? You think he's just going to leave you alone? He's seen me, and he's still bossy enough to pursue it. He'll come at you, just like I said. The difference is, you can't hide it. All it's going to take is a little blood, and grab your torch and pitchforks. Just wait, Rorik. You'll go down first. Well, I was going to offer to help, but if that's your attitude, then maybe I'll just go find Sam and tip him off myself. As if he'd believe you. And you think he'd believe you? Rorik laughed. I'm not going to explain myself to him. I couldn't care less. How about the rest of the school? How are you going to explain it to them? Raising his hand, his nails began to grow jagged. All it would take is one nick, one scratch, he taunted as he ran them along the edge of his forearm, leaving long white indents just soft enough to keep the skin from breaking. Gripping the rail, Rain tried not to pay attention. Do you really want me to take a chunk out of you? Your little poison won't work on me. You'd just make a fool of yourself. Gosh, you know, I am pretty hungry. Maybe Liz would let me take a bite. I mean, she lets you do whatever you want to her. You want to be a dog again? Go near Liz, and that's what you'll be. But I didn't confront you to make threats. I can help you avoid Sam. His hand returned to normal, and he crossed his arms. You? Help me? Please, Rorik, spare me the selling my soul speech, because I've been there, done that. Well, excuse me if perhaps I actually look out for my own, even if they are raging asshole bitches who can't keep their hands out the cookie jar. We're not the same. Really? He smiled. You drain blood, I drain energy. You're a physical manifestation, I'm a metaphysical one, but when it comes down to brass tacks, we're both vampires. Except I let my victims live and you don't. Details, he shrugged. Who needs them? But that's a moot point. The evident results will be the same as someone discovers you. Now, I don't want your soul, just your cooperation. You leave Liz alone, let me run my course for the next 2 days, and we'll call it even. What is it? Reaching into his pocket, Rorik pulled out a small red stone on a chain. Swirling around inside, a strange ruby energy manifested, and he tossed it to her. Wear that in the presence of blood, and you'll have exactly 3 minutes to remove yourself before the effects kick in. What's the catch? No catch. Just keep away from me. You tried to burn my house down. You're a menace. And if you really want the truth, I have my own set of problems. I don't need to add you and your stupid little friends to the mix. There are people out there looking for me, okay? If they knew where I was, he shook his head. It's not just me, either. It's in your best interest to keep your mouth shut, because if one of them ever shows up, they'll kill you too, and they won't be merciful either. Funny how I'd rather you just leave and find somewhere else to hide. Rain hung the chain around her neck regardless, and Rorik snickered before starting for Latin, where he took his seat in front of Liz. Glaring at him from her own, Leah tried to focus on her translations. She wondered why he looked so smug, yet felt it better she didn't ask. What's that? She questioned, as she left class to find Rain with a new chain. Sam's getting suspicious. Rorik gave it to me just in case he tries something. Leah all but hit the roof. Are you nuts? That could be cursed for all you know. Take it off. I'm wearing it until I get out of school, okay? I'm not going back there over a stupid boy. Rain, you're not walking into my house with that thing. Take it off before you leave. Leah left her to change into her soccer uniform, and Rain walked straight home after the argument. She took off the chain as her friend had asked, although instead of throwing it out, she stashed it in her pocket. Sam, she figured, could very well try to pull a stunt, and she wasn't about to run the risk of being exposed. Lying in bed, she ignored her homework until Leah got back. Running up the stairs, her friend was excited and flushed. We won, she smiled, as if she'd forgotten the sense of impending doom. We won, and homecoming's tomorrow. You have to come to the dance, Rain. I already have something for you. Jenny sent it. Really? You told her to buy me a dress for homecoming? No one even asked. Rain couldn't have cared less if they had. The thought of going to a school dance actually frightened her. Maybe someone will ask you last minute. Maybe you should stop trying to make me fit in, Leo, because it's not working. We should just skip the dance and let everyone, including Liz, be eaten. Stop it, Leo said angrily. They don't deserve that. Rain let it go, and the rest of the night felt a silence. Wednesday was uneventful, though tensions ran high, especially in the wake of the dance. Sam hadn't shown up at all, and Rorik disappeared after third period, claiming he had previous engagements. Once the bell rang, Leah all but flew home, bounding up the stairs to plant herself in front of her vanity. The maid obliged by doing her hair, and she sat remarkably still while it curled. Rain, on the other hand, had opted out of getting her hair done. Adorned in a strapless blue dress that puffed at the bottom, she didn't look happy at all. "This is embarrassing," she said while Leah pranced around in a similar gown. "Oh, stop it. We look great. I'm not a doll." Walking in heels was nothing new, but Rain dreaded it as they started towards school. Meanwhile, having spent 3 consecutive hours in the bathroom after purchasing almost $10 worth of hair gel, Rorik emerged around 5, at which point his hair had become a frantic mess of overgelled spikes that held no real sense of direction. Stepping into the bedroom, he stopped to glance at the mirror and gave a slight nod. "Not enough on top, but it's the best I got," he mused before catching sight of Rose, or rather the dark young woman who now stood beside his bed. She was eyeing him, or perhaps not, considering her eyes were bound by strange ribbon-like buckles that ran from the back of her head, swaying in a phantom breeze against her slender frame. "Wow, Rose, you're looking spiffy tonight." Offering a smile, the entity didn't say anything. "It's not a Halloween party," Rorik laughed. "You can't come. And besides," turning back toward the mirror, he snapped his fingers, causing his clothes to re-render themselves into a black and red pinstripe suit. "I got a date with a real girl." Rose's mouth dropped, and she placed both hands on her hips. This is gonna clash. Wait a second, what if I were to..." Running a finger down his sleeve, he watched with a smile as the red stripes lost their color and faded to white. I think this might be a good look for me. What do you think, Rose?" Rorik turned just in time to meet the side of her palm as she slapped him hard across the face. "What the fuck was that?" he screamed. "Who taught you to be jealous?" Nursing the side of his cheek, he grumbled and turned back toward the mirror to adjust his tie. A dark smile crossed his face, and he grinned at his own reflection. "Showtime."